The Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Caught on camera, a thief targets a New Haven restaurant over the weekend, taking food and other items and threatening staff. And the owner says this isn't the first time he's had to call 911. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Fox 61's Solene Aroff is at Somos Handcrafted Arepas to learn more about the owner's frustrations trying to run a restaurant downtown.
The surveillance video I'm about to show you was caught on this camera right behind me here, and the owner of the restaurant says this is their second theft in about 2 months.
It's a small business built on a lot of love for Venezuelan food and New Haven's culture.
We saw there was a need in New Haven for arepas. We couldn't go out and find them, so we decided to open up our own little store.
That's Andres Cordito, and he says he's proud of starting this business here with his brother. They now have 2 locations, but their downtown New Haven store keeps landing them in situations they want nothing to do with.
A few times now, they've come in, they stole the tips from the jars, they threatened staff. The other day was the last one, they came in and took a bunch of online orders that we had.
This video is from that theft. Cordito said he had just left the store when his staff called him terrified.
Basically, he had his hand in his pocket, acted like he had a gun or a knife in his pocket, said, "Give me the food." And he grabbed a couple bags. One of the bags he realized was empty. He threw it over the counter before he walked out.
Whether it's stealing cash or food or threatening his employees, Cordito says something like this hurts a small business more than you'd think.
The safety and the security of our staff and us as owners is top priority for us.
Christian Bruckhart with New Haven Police says it's not just this store that gets stolen from.
It's not like super common for a lot of businesses downtown to have that happen, but it's not, it's not uncommon for someone to walk in and grab the tip jar and run out.
He says they just started a new 2-officer unit that goes around the city to offer services and treatment to the homeless and drug users, but they can also make arrests if someone's breaking the law. He says they do have bike beat officers downtown and they do their best, but because they're short-staffed and get so many calls a day.
If there's a domestic holding, they may not have the time to address, the group of people panhandling in the corner or loitering, whatever it is.
Cordito says his small business can only hope they add more police presence downtown to prevent another theft, and hopes to see tougher consequences in the courts when police do make an arrest.
A lot of these criminals are coming in here, stealing, doing other stuff. They get arrested and they get let out the next day.
The owner says this is also affecting his staff and scheduling, as they have young employees working here who now don't feel comfortable working at night. Reporting in New Haven, Solene Aroff, Fox 61.
All right, Solene, thank you. Developing news in Springfield, Massachusetts. Now, we learned this afternoon a Connecticut man stabbed a man and a woman to death before taking his own life there. And police say one of the victims was from Connecticut as well. This happened on November 25th, just before 10 in the morning. Investigators believe Kungke Jumnong of West Hartford stabbed 2 people, Kamkio Chingvacha of Springfield and Sachi Pompon of West Hartford. Officials released their identities today. We don't know how they know each other or what led to the attack, but the investigation remains active. All right, over to the weather now. Starting to feel like Antarctica up here in Connecticut. Temperatures have been sitting in the teens and in the single digits. It is brisk.
I probably should look. Antarctica's technically in summer right now, so maybe we should clarify.
We're colder than Antarctica.
I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, who knows?
I have no idea what's going on.
Both poles are frigid. It doesn't matter.
No matter the season.
Yeah, both ends of the globe are frigid, Antarctica and the Arctic, although it felt like that today, and it continues to feel that way right now. Now, we have temperatures at 16 in Torrington, 19 Waterbury, 27 in New Haven, the warm spot. Winds are still there, but not like they were earlier today, and we don't really have much in the way of wind gusts, so the wind chills are down a little bit, but it was worse earlier today. We're down to feeling like 8 now in Torrington, for example. We have some high clouds and medium high clouds too. These clouds are slowly going to gradually move out overnight, and that will allow temperatures to plummet. A clear sky, wind diminish, and lows by tomorrow morning will average 5 to 15 above zero. Bitter cold for the bus stop, kiddos. Yes, you're going to have to bundle up big time. Still cold in the afternoon, even though temperatures may rise a little bit in the mid to upper 20s to possibly near and over 30, thanks to the wind flipping around to the south and southwest, trying to usher in somewhat milder air. So it will not not feel as cold tomorrow, but then we have some unsettled weather on Wednesday. I'll talk all about that on your Fox 61 7-day forecast in a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Sam. Part of Route 9 in Middletown is getting an overhaul this week. It's all part of a multi-million-dollar state project to reconfigure the Route 17 on-ramp to Route 9. And because of that, drivers can expect some lane closures during an already busy travel weekend. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules tells us what you need to know about detours and what to expect.
The Connecticut Department of Transportation says this project will help prevent front to rear end crashes. Drivers say the changes are much needed, but they worry about how much traffic this construction will cause.
I actually was involved in an accident at the lights years ago.
Ellen Rice drives on Route 9 often to get to work. She says the road is very dangerous.
It's already a problem with the lights and all the construction that's been happening, so I think it will severely back up the traffic.
The Department of Transportation assures drivers that the construction will only be during overnight hours to limit traffic congestion. There will also be a detour at exit 23B in Middletown. The construction over the weekend will be on the bridge crossing over Union Street. Josh Morgan, the DOT's Director of Communications, says the overall project will get rid of the Harbor Drive on-ramp due to safety concerns.
There's a stop sign right there to get onto Route 9, and part of this work on the bridge crossing over Union Street is to accommodate that future replacement, to make the bridge have an extra acceleration lane and to keep traffic moving through the area.
Over a 3-year period, the DOT says they've seen about 250 crashes where the stop sign is located. The DOT also plans to remove 2 traffic lights, which they say has been the site of several accidents on Route 9. Haley Holland used to live in Middletown. She says she used to avoid Route 9 at all costs because of constant accidents and speeding.
I see a lot of accidents on Route 9, so I decided that I will not drive Route 9 no matter what. I will take all the back roads that I have to, even if it takes me 2 hours to get where I need to go.
She says she is thankful for any changes that make the road safer.
I think that it will mitigate the accidents, but also I think that there needs to be help when it comes to the speeding as well.
Construction will begin this Friday and is expected to be completed by next Tuesday. In Middletown, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
All right, Alicia, thank you. Well, a new report shows Connecticut roads are getting safer as a whole. The National Highway Safety Review said 144 people have died on Connecticut roads so far this year. And that's close to half what it was last year and under half of the 290 deaths we saw in 2023. The review said tougher speeding penalties and the growing use of red light and speed cameras and new helmet rules have all played roles in the drop. That being said, the state still earned only a yellow caution rating with what it called major gaps in seatbelt laws and child passenger protections. UConn's new head football coach was officially introduced to Husky Nation and the rest of the state today.
Jason Candle takes the reins of this Husky program after Jim Moore's departure to Colorado State last month.
Fox 61's Alexa Harley joins us live now from Rinchler Field, where Coach Candle addressed UConn fans earlier today. Alexa, tell us about the new coach.
Well, Jason Candle comes to Connecticut from Ohio. He was born and raised there and spent the last decade with the Toledo football program. Now, he started as an assistant and then was eventually named the head coach of the Rockets in 2016. And during his tenure there, he never had a losing season, and he brought in 2 of the best recruiting classes that the MAC had ever seen. So he's a known recruiter and a known winner. That's what UConn is getting, and he was officially introduced as the new Huskies football head coach today. And these next few weeks for Candle are pretty critical in the world of college football. The portal will open in early January, and of course it's expected that some UConn players will probably put their names out there and dabble with the portal waters, see if there's a better place for them. And on the flip side, you probably can expect some guys from Toledo to make the trip to Connecticut and join Candle's roster. That's become the norm across college football. It's to be expected. Candle knows this. He talked about it today, and he also told us that he's excited to meet this current Huskies team as they prepare for that Fenway Bowl and share with them what his dreams are for the program and hopefully retain as many of them as he can. And he says he's just ready to hit the ground running.
We're not walking into a situation here where, the program's on life support, right? The key is to keeping it off of that because, your rosters get rated. There's tampering going on all over college football, and the minute a coaching change happens, that seems like to be a green light for everybody to jump. So, yeah, you got to work hard at building those relationships. We got to earn those players' trust. This is not my program. This is their program. They've put a lot of time and energy and sweat equity into building that, and we want to be able to provide a vision and create of what it looks like that would want them to stay. And some will, some won't. You know, and then from there we got to fill the holes that we lose with our own guys. So that's the world of college football today, and as I mentioned up there on the podium, I think that's more of an art than a science.
Yeah, it's more of an art than a science to build a roster, and that's what he has to do, but he also has to fill the coaching roles alongside him. And he shared with us that he plans to bring some of his guys from Toledo to UConn to fill some of those open positions. And I will have more for you on the introduction of Coach Candle to the UConn football nation, as well as what his history at Toledo looked like and what he's bringing to Connecticut. All of that will be on Connecticut Game Week on Friday at 7 p.m., so make sure you tune in. Outside Rentschler Field, Alexa Harley, Fox 61 Sports.
Thank you, Alexa. Well, a 70-year-old man was killed after being struck by a car in Southington. Police say Ralph Gulla was trying to cross Queen Street around 9:20 when the driver hit him. Gulla was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver stayed on scene and is cooperating with the investigation. There's no word yet if they'll be charged.
A Rocky Hill man was arraigned on 8 criminal charges this morning, in part because police say he refused their orders to leave an apartment. Officials say Kyrell Thaxter got into a domestic dispute Saturday at the Forest Hill Apartments on West Street. Police evacuated the building and say Thaxter did eventually come out without any further problems. He is now charged with disorderly conduct and reckless endangerment, among other charges, and he's being held on bond.